morning, I'm Pastor Cheree. I hope your morning has gotten off to a great start. You know, I read our scripture, which I'll talk about in a little bit, and it triggered an old memory for me. You know, there are some stories that parents are never meant to hear. So Mom, I know you listen to me a lot of times. So I want you just to pause it or mute it right here, and I'll wave when you can come back on. No, I'm teasing. You can listen to this. But when I was in medical school, I volunteered and I was driving a friend of mine to University of, well, they were driving. We were driving to University of Illinois for an interview. And the weather was great. The road was clear. We were doing about 60 to 70, which was the speed limit in that area. And we hit black ice. And we were in a 1974 Gremlin that I had inherited, and it had an unimaginable number of miles on it. And if you know anything about a Gremlin, you know it's like a little tank. That's when they made cars out of steel. And once we hit the black ice, we flipped over the embankment at that speed. The car rolled at least 3 to 4 times and landed. At that time, I thought my life was going to be cut short. I thought I'll never have a career that I planned or a family. I'd stay in the hospital a long time with months of rehab if I even survived this. And then I want to read, I'm going to stop there, and I want to go to Psalm 31 verses 1 through 4. It says, "In you, O Lord, I seek refuge. Do not let me ever be put to shame. In your righteousness deliver me. Incline your ear to rescue me speedily. Be a rock of refuge for me, a strong fortress to save me. You are indeed my rock and my fortress. For your name's sake, lead me and guide me." You know, I have that testimony now. A trucker was behind us, following us the whole way. When he saw us go over that embankment, he stopped, he called. We didn't even need 911. The car righted itself and we got out uninjured. And the trucker pulled us up to safety and we continued. So I can tell you, there are going to be times when you are going to be able to be like David. You're going to cry out to God and know that God truly is a rescuer. And God, when you try him, like they say, and you pray and you just step out on that faith, when you're in that moment when you don't know which way it can go, God can be a refuge. Like the older people say, God will show up. And not only will he show up, he will show out. We walked away from that, and to this day, I still have that car, and it has a dent right in the middle of the hood. And my father said, "How can a car get a dent in the middle of the hood?" I didn't lie to him. I just pretended like I didn't hear the question. So as you go, David thought in this psalm that he was doing, he rejoiced and he thought of all the times that God had rescued him. So, and how God had taken care of him and how God had protected him. So today, no matter what you may encounter, I want you to remember a couple of things. I want you to remember that God is truly a refuge. Think of all the times that God has saved you. Know that God rescues, but most of all, feel safe out there. Feel protected out there. But most of all, feel affirmed and loved. I pray that your day is awesome. And I pray blessings of God's protection over all of you. I'm Pastor Cheree, and I'm out there.